Episode 95 of the Marketing Life podcast. This is Taylor Timothy, your host. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about a Facebook ad strategy for a webinar. So this is a webinar that I'm actually getting ready to launch personally as well. So basically, you guys will hear more about it when I launch it and the results that come from it. But this is kind of the strategy that I have and that I've built. So let's not waste any more time, guys, and dive right in. So guys, first things first, obviously you have to build your webinar. You have to build the training video and things like that that are going to be in your webinar and the value that you're going to bring. So something that I personally did was I went out and found different webinars that people have run. And obviously I'm seeing their ads and things like that, and I keep seeing them. So that tells me that they're actually producing results. So what I personally did was I watched their webinar, and the other thing I actually did was recorded their webinar as well. So I have a Mac, basically I use QuickTime, and I recorded the entire webinar as well so I could go back through and watch it over and over again and dissect it. The next thing I did was I actually took the webinar and I got it transcribed. So basically I use a third party that basically would transcribe that entire video into text. So then I could break down their flow, their outline of their actual webinar. You know, some people call this funnel hacking. But this is something that I personally did to help build out my webinar and build out my entire process for my webinar. So following that, the next thing you got to do is create the content around your webinar. So whether you're using a slide deck, whether you're going to be using a whiteboard, you got to go through and figure out the best way that you can deliver your content. And some things that I personally believe that you need to make sure when you do this, more than anything, you need to make sure you look presentable. Like, let's get real, guys. Like, you're probably trying to sell a product or service for more than $300. So in my opinion, you got to look very professional. You got to look clean. So look presentable inside this webinar. Make sure you have good audio and potentially just good lighting. You know, don't be shooting it in a dark room. Make sure you have solid lighting so they can see your face and it's uplifting. The third thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your ads or your posts. You're actually going to create a post first with this video that you decided to create to drive the traffic to your webinar. So you're going to post that to your Facebook page, and then what you're going to do is you're going to spend some money behind it just to get engagement. So you're going to get likes, comments, shares, different engagement on your post. So then you can take that and then you can turn it into what we call a conversion-based ad. So you're going to take that ad ID from that engagement, and then you're going to run a conversion-based ad. So the content that you're creating inside that post, you need to make sure that you have everything in there you want it to say. You got to make sure that you have all the links, the proper links there and different things like that. So then when you turn it into a conversion-based ad, you don't have to go in there and change copy and lose all of the social proof. That's the goal of doing this, is to get social proof. So this is the strategy that I'm going to be using for my course online. So I will be following up with, you guys can follow up with me if you want, but I'll be following up through this podcast, and we'll have a later episode on this strategy and the results that were actually produced. So thanks guys for listening to episode 95, the Facebook ad strategy for a webinar. So guys, last but not least, don't forget to go over and check out my online marketing master course, or if you guys want to work with me personally, I'm always open for chatting and seeing if I am a good fit for you or your business. Other things like that, guys, I'm here to help. I want to help online marketers produce results. I want to help businesses grow, and that is my goal. So thanks guys for listening, and